Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All things Middle Earth here with a video looking at the brand new bag end feature in the Lord of the Rings The Rise to War. So stay tuned. We're going to dig into what all this means and how it's going to affect your future in the game. So I wanted to take a second to look through bag end and show you all what it looks like, just in case you don't have an account early enough to be in this place yet, or you've not been on the Discord, because there's been some information about this, but it's not been super clear. So along with some information the devs have put out, some questions that I've directly asked them, and just exploring through here and having conversations, we have a pretty good idea of how this is going to work. So I wanted to, again, take some time to go through that with all of you. So if you did not know, Bag End is a new feature that's going to start after Season 3, where players will enter this sort of lobby type area that looks exactly like this. This is something that you just automatically go into. I didn't agree to go here after my Season 3 ended on my account here, which is in Server 3. I went to this area when I loaded it up. This is where I was. So with Bag End, there are these 5 points here, which were available in-game before you were here. But just to clarify, in case you haven't been there yet, there is still going to be the Store tab, but it's going to be a lot more limited. So if you look up here in the top right, I'll even just show you. You can see there's the Store tab and the Events tab, but there's hardly anything in here because we're not on the map right now. I'm not on my Server 3 map with things going on. So we have our Matham clearance, we have the periodic benefits, and we can buy gems. So that's what you can do in the store. One thing to note is that the gem bonuses have been reset. I don't know for sure if these are going to reset again once you go into your new season, or if this is the reset. So something to keep in mind if you are somewhat of a spender. You get the bonus here. If you're planning on buying it when the new season starts, you might want to just do that sooner here. I don't know, up to you, but those do refresh at this point, so you can get those double gems if you're a light spender who kind of likes to buy just during those early times. But that is the store. And then if we go over to the events page, we just have the official community tab, and there's no notices right now. So in terms of the store and events, there's not a whole lot going on there. Then we are going to have the Red Book of Westmarch. We did some of this on stream the other day. The interesting thing about the Red Book here is they give you a lot more options with what you can do. They give you all your commanders at level 50. So you can take commanders that you don't use. If you know, I've got commanders that I have not used before, like I've got my Denethor at level 50. The caveat here is that you don't have the training grounds that gets you the extra command. So they just have that 50 command. However, you do have pretty much every tier 3 or lower unit in the game. So you can do even higherable stuff like the Great Beasts. You can do some pretty fun compositions here and mess around. You still are very limited on how much you can do it, which I think is kind of a miss because there's nothing else you can do in here. So I feel like, again, it would make more sense to just allow players to do that. But if you want to replay this over and over again, you just have to make sure to not beat it. You have to go back and reset it once you get to the end if you want to try out some different comps. But again, we were on stream, we messed around, we tried some Frodo and Sam stuff. We tried, Elrond, all kinds of stuff like that. And it was a pretty good time. So the Red Book is still here, but it still has the timer on it. Once you complete it, you have to wait that, right now, if I complete it, I have to wait 57 hours. So that is the Red Book of Westmarch. The next one is that you can recruit any commanders. So if I go to the Recruit Commander tab here, it'll look just like it would in non-roleplay. So if you've only played roleplay, you may not be familiar with this, but there is a good and evil tab up here. So this account I've only played good on. So if I go to evil and click through tier 1, 2, 3, I'm not going to have anything, but I can have all my good commanders here. So I can recruit and look at any of the commanders in the game, good or evil, from that area. And then lastly is the Matham House. Obviously, to recruit commanders, maybe you haven't before, you'll need to drop some Matham. So they do have the Matham House here, and you do have options to purchase from both good and evil. So this is really good, especially for the future. For me, last season, I went on my evil account. I went non-roleplay for the first time and wanted to have a little bit of a balance of good and evil, but I couldn't start working on that until the new season started. So right now, if you're in this area, you can at least use your free Matham every day and start working on getting commanders. Maybe you'll get lucky and get a full pull of even a tier 1 or a tier 2, get some gear, whatever it might be. You have the option to do that now. So with the double gems, maybe you want to start off that way right when the season starts. You can really just focus on, playing for the 24 hours, not worry about doing Mathams, all that good stuff. But that is the Matham House that we've got right there. But up to this point, that's pretty much all the information we had so far. So now we have a more clear idea of what this is going to look like, and that is the campaign tab. So if we click on the campaign tab here, we have Bilbo telling us that he's got some stories he wants to record for us. And we have this banner for the War of the Ring campaign. And how this is going to look in the future is there are going to be more campaign banners that you can sign up and join from different campaigns that we have along the way. But right now we just have the War of the Ring. And if you're not familiar, again, this has been posted in the main Discord, so I'm not going to go over this too much. But if you're not familiar with this, this is an RP only campaign. So if you've been playing non-role play and you choose War of the Ring, you will play either good or evil. You will not have access to both of your commanders. So something to consider there, but you're going to reenact the events of the War of the Ring. It's an RP only. All people that side with the Free Peoples will be the same team treated as allies, and vice versa. Players who side with Sauron's forces will get a special armored Sauron when their ring reaches level 20. So it's not something you have forever, but you get a temporary version of armored Sauron. If I had to guess, I would say they're probably going to end up releasing him down the road. This is kind of a teaser, so they can see what that looks like. And then lastly, it says, in addition to the unique unit of their respective factions, all players who side with Sauron's forces will be able to conscript Angmar's unique unit, the Fallen. So again, it's a good versus evil. You've got the ring bearers taking the ring from Hobbiton to Mount Doom, and how things play out in the map affect the speed at which that happens. And so it's just one group against another group, if that makes sense. So that's the War of the Ring. That's what Season 4 is going to look like. And if you go in here, you've got two buttons down here that are Team List and Register. So first, if you go to Team List, you can see all the different teams that people have created. You can see, again, they're all 100-player teams. You got quite a few, like literally thousands and thousands of players in here making and joining teams. So if I had a team, again, I even have a team invite here, which not going to be doing that. But if I was playing with a group of 100 people and I wanted to make sure I play with them going into the new season, I would either create or join the group that they make for us. Something really important to note here, and this is something I got clarification from the devs on. If you play with a group of more than 100 people, if you've got a faction that has different fellowships, literally, if you have more than 100 people, right now there is no guarantee that your different groups will get into the same server. So if I have 200 people and we make two groups of 100, even if we're coming from the same server and the same faction, all that good stuff, it does not guarantee that you're going to go into the same group. So something to keep in mind, if you have more than 100, you might want to consider another option, which we'll talk about in just 1 second. But again, if you have more than 100 players, there is no guarantee you will go into the same server for Season 4. So keep that in mind. But that's the team list there. Then you can click Register. This is where you either do team registration. So if I want to make a team, I can pick good or evil there, or individual, I can pick good or evil. And that's where I will make my own listing here to put in the team list and have an ID that I can give to my group and make sure that people can request to join that. But that is the War of the Ring and how the sign up for that looks. Now, the other thing that I mentioned was that, again, if you're playing non-role play, you're going to lose half of your commanders or one alignment worth of your commanders. If you've got a group of more than 100 players, you're not going to be able to play with all of them. So for players that, again, a lot of people play in groups that are bigger than 100, and a lot of people play non-role play and have invested into both sides. So they addressed this morning that they are going to have Season 3, the Rebuilding Glory campaign, replayable for players. So basically if you play with more than 100 people and you want to keep doing that, and you play non-role play and you want to use all your commanders or both of those things, you're going to want to wait until there's another banner here. I think it's going to be showing up very soon that will say campaign. It'll say Rebuilding Glory right next to this one. You'll click that and it'll look basically the same like this, but just be Rebuilding Glory and have that. Again, I'm not sure exactly what they'll do for the group size, if they're going to increase that from 100 or how they're going to make sure those things merge together. But right now with Season 4, you cannot play with a group of more than 100, and you cannot play with both alignments, good and evil. So if you've done that already, something to consider. So again, I'm very happy with this bag end feature because I think it's going to allow the merging process to be better. I think it's going to allow for more balanced servers. However, I'm not very happy because I want to play the new content. I want to do Season 4, but I do play with a little bit of bigger group. And so that's something that I have to consider. And I have it at my other account, which is going to be to this point very soon, is non-role play. So again, I've done 2 seasons evil and now 1 season good, and I've got a lot of good commanders on both sides, so I don't really want to lose access to all of those. I think if I could still play with my group, I'd be okay taking a break from one side for 1 season, but for me, both of those things are kind of a big deal, so I will most likely be waiting until the Season 3 Rebuilding Glory starts for that account, because again, my preference is playing with a good group. That comes first. Community comes first. And then everything else can kind of fall into line. So again, that is kind of a very quick overview of Bag End. If you have any questions, be sure to leave those in the comments below. I'm going to put some links in the description to the different posts that the dev has done. And I'll put the main Rise to War Discord there and link the different posts that they've had about news for this season. But again, very, very quickly put, that is how Bag End is going to look. That's how the campaign registration process is going to look. So again, let me know down below what you think about this, what questions you have, what you're excited for, what you're not excited for. And again, as always, I'll see you all in a future video.